Under the tight constraints of the International Monetary Fund, Pakistan's next federal development program has undergone major cuts. Almost every sector is facing reduced funding, except for road-building projects and parliamentarian schemes, which have either remained unchanged or seen increases. The government has allocated 880 billion rupees for the public sector development program for the upcoming year. This marks a 20% reduction from the revised 1.1 trillion rupees of the current year and a 37% drop from the original budget of 1.4 trillion rupees. However, the total development spending is projected to reach a record 4.083 trillion rupees, largely due to contributions from the provinces. Punjab plans to invest 1.188 trillion rupees, Sindh around 888 billion rupees, which it aims to increase to 1 trillion rupees, followed by Khyber Pakhtunkhwa at 440 billion rupees and Balochistan at 280 billion rupees. Chairing the annual Planning Coordination Committee, Planning Minister Ahsan Iqbal openly acknowledged the severe fiscal limitations. He urged provincial leaders to stop relying on federal funds, especially with provincial revenues rising due to financial devolution. He also warned that more than 100 projects worth 1 trillion rupees are being considered for freezing or budget caps. Despite the funding crunch, the government has kept 50 billion rupees reserved for parliamentarians' development schemes, the same as last year. Another 70 billion rupees will continue to be allocated to merged districts. The transport and communication sector is the only one seeing an increase in funding, rising to 332 billion rupees from 268 billion rupees. This includes 120 billion rupees for the N25 highway in Balochistan, which will be funded through a recently imposed petroleum levy. In contrast, critical sectors are seeing major cuts. The energy sector's allocation has dropped to 144 billion rupees, the water sector to 109 billion rupees, and the housing budget has been slashed by 34% to 59 billion rupees. The social sector budget has been reduced by a quarter to 150 billion rupees. Allocations for Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan are down 16%, while science and technology funding is set to drop to 53 billion rupees. Governance projects will receive only 9 billion rupees, and agriculture, one of the hardest hit, gets just 3 billion rupees, down from 8 billion rupees last year. Ahsan Iqbal stressed that despite limited resources, the government remains committed to strategic planning, performance-based spending, and coordination with provinces. He reiterated the long-term vision to transform Pakistan into a $1 trillion economy by 2035. As of May 31, 596 billion rupees had been utilized out of 1.036 trillion rupees authorized under the PSDP, which includes over 1,000 ongoing projects and 10.2 trillion rupees in pending liabilities. For more on this, read the full Dawn story linked in the description.